Australia is heading to Eurovision 2025 with Gojo and Milkshake Man. But do we want a taste of his milkshake? Let's review Eurovision. So, yes, Australia is heading to Basel this year with Milkshake Man. Um, it's, I think we should just have a little listen and then we can discuss.
They drink my milk all across the land. I can tell you want a taste of the milkshake, man. I can tell you want a taste of the milkshake, man. I can tell you want a taste of the milkshake, man.
So that was a bit of Australia's entry for this year. Jack, what do you make of it?
Well, it's an interesting choice to mark 10 years of Australian entries at Eurovision, certainly. And I have to, I'm not disappointed. I don't mind it. I don't mind it, but I'm a bit disappointed that Australia is the one sending it because I think if there's one thing they've developed a reputation for, it's sending quality entries. And I'm not saying this isn't quality, but it's not serious, I don't think, by any stretch of the imagination. And it's, yeah, I mean, it's catchy. I think in a year of lots of these quite fun entries that are not 100% serious, I'm not quite sure this stands out as much as the others. I think it's quite mono. Like, once you get the joke, it doesn't really do anything with it. It's after about a minute, you're like, okay, I get it now. And I don't know, I'm saying I get bored, but I'm like, it's a bit one level. So it's not the worst entry ever, but it's not a vintage Australian one, I fear.
Yeah, I do really like it. I think it's kind of very fun and it is like kind of completely different to what Australia usually sends. I think obviously they've had like a couple of years where they've not done so well. So it feels kind of like they're just mixing up their entries, sending something more fun. And I mean, it feels very Australian as well. It's like you just know he's a kind of chill, fun guy. And it's like it's very rude, but it's funny in a kind of like modern way, talking about having like lactose-free options on his milkshakes. Um, so I think it's very fun. And I kind of think it does stand out against other, less serious entries. I much prefer it over like Estonia's entry, for example. So
Don't get me started on Estonia. God, I despise it. But no, you're right. It does stand out in a very heavy, like food and drink laden year for songs. It is much better than Estonia, definitely.
yeah. And it like I saw someone saying that it's the gender bent response to my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. And I'm just like, yeah, it kind of is.
That is a good shout, actually. I hadn't thought of it like that.
It's like it's a funner like take on that song.
Mm.
So yeah, anyway, it's opening semi-final two. So, we'll see what happens there. But do you think it's getting to the final? If so, how well do you think it would do and what would you score it?
Well, before that, you say it's fun, and it is fun, and it is obviously quite cheeky and naughty, and it's not subtle what Milk is referring to, I don't think. But what, I probably am overthinking this, but when I was listening to it once, it occurred to me that actually, one interpretation of it I actually find quite uncomfortable. Before we get into the what I think it's going to do, because we know what the milk is, okay? Again, not subtle, but then at one point in like the second verse, he sings like milk gives you stronger bones. And if you're not in the English speaking world, maybe it's the same where you are, but that is quite in the English speaking world, that is quite obviously a thing for children. Like you tell children, oh yeah, have yogurt, have milk, because it gives you stronger bones. It's a children thing. So it dawned on me that he's singing about, milk in the context of children as well. And I kind of there was like, oh, I don't know whether I'm reaching, but it just doesn't feel very thought through.
I think it's all still all very tongue in cheek. I think it's like that's how it's meant to be, and it's thinking about all the ways that you can kind of play on, connotations around milk and both.
Fair. Well, I think yeah, I probably am reaching in fairness, but I kind of once I just thought of that as in a reading, I was like, oh God, no, not good. Either way, I don't think it's gonna derail this song's chances, but what might derail it is opening the semi-final. It's not a good draw for it, because I think in a year full of quite crazy entries, there are other less serious ones that will be coming later that I think might just kick this to the back of memory. So I think it stands, it's not out of the running by any means. It might get through, but I wouldn't bet on it at this stage. And I think if it goes through to the final, I don't really see the juries backing it at all. I think this is firmly right-hand side of the scoreboard territory, if not lower right. So yeah, I think it'll do well to qualify, I think is my view. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Because again, it's not the worst thing Australia sent. That not the same snooze fest was quite boring, but this is yeah, not too bad.
Interesting. So I think particularly because it's like a weak year, I can't imagine what are you drinking? It's like black.
Diet Coke.
Oh
Sorry.
my God, it looks so dark on this.
Is it? Sorry. Is it that bad? Is it that
Okay, no,
dark?
you got it's I've there's a bit of light in there now, right? Sorry, I'm getting very distracted. Yeah, so I think it should go through to the final fine. And I think actually the fact that they put it as an opener shows that they like the producers also think it's probably going through. Because it feels like it'd be slightly weird to put a non-qualifier as the opener. But anyway, and as I've said, I like it, so I'm giving it an 8.5.
Oh my God.
Sorry. It's fun. And it feels like, yeah, it's very camp. It's, rude. There we are. So what's the maths?
14.5 out of 20, which is actually
14.5.
higher than I was expecting. I thought we'd kind of average out a bit lower.
So there we are. That's what we think of Australia's entry. Let us know what you think in the comments, whether you agree with me. I think it's great, or if you're a bit more muted, as Jack is. But yeah, that's it from this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel so you get notified every time we upload new content. But that's it, and we'll see you next time.